who is facing multiple felony charges in Alexandria, including sexual battery and assaulting police officers. D.C. police officer Trayvon King is on leave following the incident Sunday night along Russell Road in Alexandria. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder is talking to a man who says Officer King crashed into his parked car before failing a field sobriety test and allegedly trying to steal another officer's gun.
Wow. It was about 8:15. We heard this loud, like a double crash.
Howard Hayes' black Audi is totaled. It's clear the car that hit the parked Audi had to be going fast to damage the body like this, but Hayes says the force of the impact also pushed his car about 40 feet down the side of the road. Then after hitting Hayes' Audi, the striking vehicle still had enough force left to then wrap itself around this telephone pole. You can see it in pictures from Sunday night. Hay, a former police officer himself, says he questioned the driver.
When I was giving him, license and registration, all that, he had said, "Are you a cop?" I said, "Well, I used to be." And he goes, "Oh, I'm a cop." I'm like, "What?"
30-year-old Trevin King has been a police officer in D.C. for 5 years. Tonight, he's on administrative leave after failing a field sobriety test, according to Alexandria police, and being charged with DUI.
And then he started saying, "Hey, you got to give me a break. I'm a cop. I do the job same as you. I could lose my job over this."
Once Alexandria police arrived on scene, that's when this story takes a violent turn. According to a criminal complaint, King is accused of assaulting the officers and trying to take one of their guns while they put him into the squad car.
Totally wacky behavior, physically assaulting a female officer, trying to take the gun. I mean, that makes no sense. Like, what are you going to do with it? You're going to shoot another officer? I mean, that's bonkers.
Police then transferred King to Inova Alexandria Hospital. Here, they were going to draw his blood. According to the criminal complaint that News 4 obtained from court records, King tried to grab an officer's gun multiple times inside the hospital. And then, according to the criminal complaint, King physically tried to grope one of the officers and even made verbal advancements, asking the officer multiple times to kiss him. Then the criminal complaint says King was transferred to the jail, in which the criminal complaint alleges that King said out loud, quote, "I drank and drive. I shouldn't have done it. I effed up." End quote. Reporting in Alexandria, Drew Wilder, News 4.
It's just interesting. I've come in a lot here about the quality or lack thereof of DC cops here. And so you see this cop's behavior. Not only was he driving drunk, attempted to take a gun from a cop, which is weird. What was he going to do with the gun had he taken the gun? And then he went on to grope the cop, sexual assault, all at the same time there. So again, it's very, very interesting. Here's another article talking about this same cop, different location here.
So it was one crash and then a second crash. Hey, somebody hit your car.
As a former police officer, Howard Hayes says he was completely in shock when he learned a D.C. police officer crashed into his car Sunday night and then allegedly assaulted law enforcement officers who responded to the crash.
That's kind of unheard of.
D.C. police officer Trevin King is not only charged with driving while intoxicated, but also with driving on a revoked license, assaulting law enforcement officers, sexual battery, and resisting arrest. MPD tells us King is currently on administrative leave. I asked MPD what kind of discipline King will face and how is he still working with a suspended driver's license.
Damn, this is a police officer with a suspended license.
MPD says the potential discipline for this case depends on the outcome of both the criminal investigation in Virginia and an internal affairs investigation now underway at MPD.
He needs to get help, but he probably shouldn't be on the job.
He says his car, which was parked outside of his Alexandria home, is now totaled.
I'm also kind of mad at DC police for not figuring out what was going on with this guy.
The Alexandria.
And again, this just really shows you the incompetence of DC police there. Starting from the top there, you have a lesbian police officer, not that that matters, but that is who is the police chief, and then all the way down the ranks. We've covered some of that here on the channel here. And so downstream from all of that incompetence is this guy here driving drunk, suspended license, crashing a car, and yet he's a DC police officer there. Once again, thank you for joining. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Thank you.